Hey guys, listen, welcome into the building. You know what today is? It is Monday, okay? Happy Monday, everybody. And listen, guys, on Mondays, we will recap the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And who we are going to get into it. It was what a show last night. Now, y'all know what y'all got to do. Do not hop this train for free. And it is pouring down, raining where I am at. I hope my internet doesn't cut up and act up. But listen, as long as the train is on the track, we're going to talk about things, okay? If it falls off the track and my internet goes out, you know it will be what it is. But in the meantime, people, we're going to get this thing started. Now, y'all know what y'all got to do in that chat so we can get this thing moving. I need a what? A choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. We about to board this train and talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh my God, Kandi was activated this episode. We're going to talk about it. Listen, Sanya done pissed her family off and she keep messing around. She going to see what life is like for the single parents out in this world. Okay, babysitters are pricey. Nannies cost a lot of money. And just like baby Brooklyn was on the cash trip with Kenya Moore, now you're about to see, Sanya, what it's like to have a kid on your hip for the cash trip because you done pissed your family off and they said, what? Deuces. We're going to talk about it, okay, everybody? And we're going to talk about Marlo's obsession. Don't get mad at me, people. This is what it is. Marlo's obsession. She's obsessed with Kandi. Thinking like Kandi owes her something, got to do something for her. Everything that come out of Marlo's mouth is Kandi. It's just seemed too much. But we're going to talk about it. But in order to talk about it, I got to bring the ticket riders on the train here. Okay, they got their ticket. I need to board this train. Before I board this train, can I get it in the chat? Y'all know what I need, a what? Choo-choo. Now, come on, people. I'm going to board this train. Come on now. Hey, RHOA. Look at you. Come on now.
Listen. Yeah. Kandi came through. She did her job. Y'all been begging for Kandi to get, deserve her check this season. So Kandi showed up. She showed out, and I don't want to hear it tonight. I'm gonna set this live on fire, and then I'm gonna leave. So let's bring it.
Ooh, you said let's get it. You about to set the live on fire.
Number 35. Choo-choo.
Oh, come on now, Dustin. All right now, Leo.
What's happening? Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, RHOA. Hi, Dustin. Hi, Diva.
Hey, Nikki. Hey, who else I let in? Denzel. Hey.
How you doing, Diva?
Nikki.
How you doing?
Denzel, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good. Hey, Emmanuel.
Hey, Diva. It's such a shame that the day that Kandi acted a fool, she lost her Tony. But we'll talk about it.
Ooh.
Hey.
Uh-oh. What?
Oh my God. Ooh.
I had to say it.
Hey, RHOA, aka my one
Call security because it's about to go down.
Let's get into it.
Woo.
Listen, I'm ready for this train ride, okay?
People, hold on to your seats, okay? A notice from the conductor. You trying to shake the train off the track already. Hey, don't do that to Kandi.
Hey, I'm glad I made it. I barely got my ticket.
Well, honey, you got the last ticket on this ride right here. Let me let y'all know, people, it's full house in the building. And Zeta, that's right, they acting up already. You know, Emmanuel like to sling rocks as soon as he come on the train. But you know, I'm gonna let him live. I ain't gonna call security, honey. But it's
right.
House, we're going to get into this. Let's start off right here, right now. They done went down memory lane because they wanted to remind us the roller coaster ride of a relationship that Kandi and Marlo has had. Okay, first they wasn't good. then they was good, then they wasn't good, then they was good, and now at the current time, they are not good again. As they was taking us down memory lane, you know, Bravo is messy too. They like to shoot shots, okay? And they guess what they did? They chopped, cut her,
Nene.
got rid of her. Nene Leakes. You know,
messy.
That's proof right there that as far as Bravo and Nene are concerned, the door is closed. Okay, boom.
They are done.
Done. They closed the door. They cut her out of history. They're done with her. You know what? Sometimes you cannot go up against the big dogs. You got to sometimes shut your mouth and play the game a little bit differently. Well, she went down the wrong road, as the words of Portia Williams, and now the door, Michelle, she said permanently closed. Good gosh. They done with her. They done with her. Okay. So now, Emmanuel, we got beef. I saw your Insta on Kenya. I can't even pull that up. We got beef for Becky.
You saw that?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Listen, we handle family matters behind the scenes, people. We handle family matters behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the show.
So let me get into this scene right here. You know, can somebody write Sanya a letter? Send her a telegram, an email, a memo, something, because she missed the memo. When the village is in your corner, you don't piss on or crap on the village, okay? And let me give everybody out there, if you're married, thinking about getting married, you got you a little boo or something like that, pillow talk stays exactly where it started, on the pillow. You don't take it outside of there. Sanya, whatever your husband said to you, are you dumb, stupid, or both? You don't go tell the family. You don't go like, my man wants y'all going. No, your man tells you that, and you keep that between the two of y'all. Okay? Don't nobody know but y'all. And when your man told you he wants your family going, say, babe, no, my family ain't going nowhere. Who watched Deucey when you over there, wherever you at with the car business? Okay? Who watched Deucey when I gotta go here, there, and everywhere? Now Deucey gonna be a latchkey kid home alone because you kicking my family out. Deucey gonna have to find his own eating microwave pizza. You know, Deucey spoiled. He eat that authentic Jamaican food fresh. Okay? That's right. That's right. Now he gonna have to have what's the stuff in the box? A frozen stuff, hot pockets.
The beef patty, Jamaican beef patty.
He gonna have frozen Jamaican beef patties because you messed up. That Deucey's stomach
he gonna be eating the pizza rolls, Diva, the pizza rolls.
Deucey.
You saw the mother in there cooking that fresh food. They always cooking.
Yeah.
And now because of you, Sanya, he's not gonna have home cooked meals. Because Sanya, I don't see you really doing much.
Ooh.
I don't see you in the kitchen like that. Your sister, your mama, and the daddy be in the kitchen. And right now, the only one that said he's gonna stay is your daddy. But you already know your daddy ain't gonna stay without your mom. You messed up. And your sister said, no, what? You know, she said, no matter what, you can speak to your husband. I'm still leaving. Don't be disrespecting me, my husband, and my kids. And then, you know what? Sanya don't even know how to play nice. When the sister said, can you see if my mac and cheese and she got the kid on her head? She talking about, look yourself. I said, good gosh, Sanya, are you crazy?
She messy.
She messy.
She over it. She over it.
She over it. The sister's over it. The sister's leaving. She is done. Really quickly, we're going to go around and y'all tell me, what do you have to say to Sanya? She messed up. Poor Deucey. Deucey, we was you and your mother. She messed up. What do you got to say, Warrior?
I'm just going to give my real quick full opinion on the show because I got to go.
Okay,
but the opening scene, and I did do a video on this, so y'all check out that video. Bravo, so nasty, so rude, so disrespectful to take someone who brought their life to your cameras and really gave, you know, in my opinion, their all, and to discredit them. You discredit this individual. I'm not feeling it. But anyways, Sanya, she is stuck between a rock and a hard place. She's stuck between my marriage and my family. What do I do? Because in one moment you were crying for help and you want to talk to your husband and you really don't know what to do. But then in the next breath, you like F them pretty much. Like, I don't need y'all, but you do. It's the, stuck between a rock and a hard place. We praying for you, girl. This episode as a whole, we have been asking them to bring it as a cast this season, and they brought it for me this episode. I truly felt like it was brought. I'm just gonna jump ahead to the end with Kandi and Marlo. Yet again, Marlo is thirsting for more attention. Mm-hmm. Baby girl, you got 2 boys who need all of your attention, who need all of your love and compassion. And you out here throwing mud and mess with someone who has been very generous to you over the years. You even talked about how she gave your nephews money for their graduations. Like, what are we talking about, ma'am? Some flowers? Like, when you work for a corporate company, which I don't know if Marlo knows about or not, guess what? Had I passed away when I had my situation going on, they would have packed up my desk and kept it pushing and put my job up for whoever was going to come and take it. Point blank, period.
You got
She was not obligated to do anything. And the fact that you try to stir this story up with Drew, and then, Drew, of course, getting it all mixed up and confused. It was just a hot mess. And this is yet another reason why you do not need a pow-pow. This is exactly why.
I hear that, Roy. Yeah, thanks for pulling through. We know you busy. We miss you. We'll see you again next time. Bye. Dustin, we're on the scene. The only scene we're on is Sanya. What do you have to say to her? Her family's about to exit to the left. To the left, to the left.
I think Sanya, I think their marriage is going to fall apart. I really do. They're not getting along with each other, and I don't see it lasting much longer. And maybe somebody can correct me if they feel a different way, but that's the way I feel about it. I think that she's gonna lose her peach, and she might not be asked to be back next season.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Leo, what do you have to say to Sanya? The village is leaving. The village is packing up. They're about to leave.
Well, I don't think first of all, Sanya don't really, like, in my opinion, Sanya is not thinking about the whole thing and don't really speak, at least not on the camera anyway, on the things she really need to be speaking on. Mm-hmm. Instead of repeating what her and Ross said in Pillow Talk, what she need to be talking to Ross about is what she's really upset about and why her family came in the first place. And that's how come she ain't working on no number 2, is because he's not there. Even if her family was to leave and she will have to hire help, she still would have to get more engaged, because you can't trust anybody with your child. You just can't trust any. You got to put in a lot of work to keep your eye on somebody that's taking care of your baby.
100%.
Or even discern who will be able to do that. And Ross does not participate in that way. That is a small. Well, it is a underlining thing that goes on between Ross and Sanya. It's about the disbursement of the duties of carrying on what they got going on, the business, all of that. That's what Ross might want his house to himself, but what she need to tell him is that Ross, unless you can bring in another team that's going to support us better than my family, then you come talk to me about that and we'll talk about that.
100%. And I feel like, of course, they can't break the fourth wall by saying this. I feel like she begged her family to come along because she needed a storyline and she needed help by moving to Atlanta so she can do the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it's like, you brought us here, you begged us, we agreed, now we here, and now you trying to tell us you about to kick us out? Oh, okay, you're not going to play in our face like that.
But you know what? They have lived this scenario also on their other show.
Yes, they have.
On that other reality show that was on WeTV, Sanya was a little bit more bossier than what she is now. She playing a kind of a different role, and I'm not quite sure about, maybe it's the edit that she's been given. But they sisters, remember? They both the same kind. And that sister, even though the sister knows that it's going to be harder on her and her husband to go somewhere else, get them a place to stay to get started. But she done. She done. Should she act better because you staying in the house and you getting paid and you don't have to pay rent? At a certain point, when you're dealing with your relative, your sibling, sometimes enough is enough.
Right.
Can I ask a question for Leo?
Wait, give us a minute, Dustin, because I need to get around to everybody else. Adele, what are your thoughts?
I'm a little bit confused with her because I know they're there because of her storyline. Because honestly, without them, I can't see her being able to stay. They make her more rounded and more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And like someone else said, the husband is away. She's by herself. She has her stuff to do. It's almost impossible for her not to keep the family system, for her to be able to do what she does. And I'm wondering if they're just trying to create drama just so that they have content. So I'm confused about that. Maybe they're just playing with us for us to be entertained, basically. We'll see.
Yeah, as Par said, folks asking why Ralph is in Tampa, but the real question is what is Ross really doing in Texas? Well, the car business is there. We're gonna kill them some slack. The car business is there. Ross is not home because her family is in the house. At some point, a man wants his home for his family. Yeah, but you know what though? Then you got to man up, and you shouldn't agree for all 10 of them or whatever to come there in the first place. So they come in there to help you and your wife. So you think it should have just been her mother and father? Then maybe you should have said that. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts? Sanya and this whole family debacle she has going on.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the beginning with the Nene thing, that was not just a slap in the face, that was a spit in the face, because they could have found a way to tell us that it was 2011 without having to do that and crop out Nene out of the intro. So that was definitely very shady. Now, as far as the Sanya thing, I'm sure, like some people just mentioned, it might be a storyline, but let's just pretend that it's not for a second. I think it's time for the family to leave. Every single one of them. Because I'm looking at this as the man's perspective. As a man with a wife and a son, my responsibility is to lead my family and my home. And I can't do that if my house is full of other people. So I think they need to leave.
Traditionally, there's a lot of cultures that happens all the time off TV, where there's just generations of families.
Go ahead, Diva. I was thinking the same thing. Me and you in the same age group. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So my thing is, you can't agree because when you need them, but then when you tired of them, because you made enough money and you feel like y'all could do this on your own, and this is just my opinion, and then say, okay, now I'm ready for them to go. You have to understand that when they go, like her sister said, you're going to have a gaping hole in your whole situation, and that's going to be your true wake-up call. You can't treat me like trash, and you the one that asked me to come out here, and I done begged my whole family. I done told my husband, listen, we going to help my sister once again, because my sister got the plug, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
We going to help my sister once again. Now we got to move to Atlanta because she got this show, RHOA. She got a nice house. Now your kids got to move too and go to a whole nother school. Now, I mean, they young, but still. And your husband, as a man, I'm talking about the sister, got to deal with living in some other man's house in the room. He a man too. And then your sister want to sit up on some screen and disrespect me for a storyline? Nah. And she want to say her husband is done. The sister to me looked shocked. It didn't look like she was playing for no storyline, no game. When Sanya said that, when they were sitting there in her office, that Ross was ready for y'all to go, the sister was like, word? What?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing? All right, boo. Then me and my husband gonna go. And I know she talked to her husband that night in the bed. That's why her husband quit. Don't be playing us out. We doing you a solid. And you acting a fool. So, but I hear what you
And
say.
trying to cover it up, talking about Ross. What Rossi said.
That part. And now you gonna speak to him. Don't do us no favors. If he want us out, he want us out. Because now I'm gonna feel uncomfortable being around your husband, knowing your husband want us out. I'm good. I'm gonna be out. Like your husband said. Yeah, she threw Ross under the bus. Because if anything, you a couple, you should have said we, even if your husband was the one that initiated the conversation.
That's right.
That's what couples do. Because now you're going to have your family members looking at your husband sideways, thinking he is the sole one that doesn't want y'all there. So she messed up, hands down, all the way around. Denzel, what are your thoughts?
Well, I want to ask you something real quick. What did you
Wait, I got to get your thoughts on this because I got so many other people to get to.
Huh?
Did you give me your thoughts on this already? Because I got a lot of other people to get to.
Oh, no. I think Sanya, she seems like she's a flip flopper, and her sister. I'm sorry, my word. Sometimes it's hard for my words to come out. I'm sorry about that. But it looked like her sister was shocked when she said that. Yeah, and so, you know, they wanted them to move in with them to Atlanta. Why they want them out now? Like, come on, like, really?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, she's messy. It's a hot mess.
Okay, let me come to Shan. Bianca said, not only that, your husband, a grown man, is living in my house rent-free and unemployed, child by. Not y'all can't even leave if y'all wanted to because he ain't got no job. Oh my, don't like that, sister. So Bianca's not here for the sister. Okay, Shan, what are your thoughts?
Damn. Why is Sanya on this show? I just don't get it. Like, she got it peaked immediately. What is she bringing? I don't get it. Was the family going to live with her forever? Like, I don't know, but I'm not. Maybe it's because I'm like, you know, I get like, you know, I make sure I have my money to where I can do what I want type of thing. I don't know, but I can't see myself picking up my whole life, my kids out of school, to move in with my sister. I think they moved there because she has money, she's on TV, and they're like, oh, we could get a little come up too, which is fine. But it's like, I really think they did it for like something to do because Sanya has nothing going on. Her husband's out of town. Yawn, I'm bored. And I'm rooting for her because I'm Jamaican too. And I'm like, yes, Jamaican queen, show the people. But it's like, I'm sorry, it's not giving anything. So I'm just sick of the whole scene. I was going to fast forward, but I was like, I want to come on the panel today and have a comment.
Let me throw this into the situation for y'all. What y'all got to understand about their family dynamics is this family has been a unit as one ever since Sanya was running for the Olympics and even probably before that.
And that's how a lot of us Jamaicans are. We really stick together. We put each other on as family, and that's all good and everything. We help each other out. You know, like a lot of different cultures do.
Right.
But I feel like for the show, we don't want to see it's like, I don't know.
I know, I understand what you're saying. We may not want to be able to see it, but I want to give everybody an understanding into the sister so y'all can have some compassion. The sister did her hair and has been doing her hair for decades. This family has dedicated their life to Sanya. And my thing is, knowing that your family has dedicated their life to you, have a little more compassion for your family because there are vultures out there that if you needed them to do what your family is doing for you, they could have sucked you dry of the funds. Every African American here knows how much it costs to get your hair done.
Exactly, that part.
Imagine you running and you sweating and that money it costs to get your hair done, take your hair down and all of that. But now you got your sister behind the scenes, when you ready and you got to go up on the stage or whatever, every little hair out of place, your sister can fix it for free and knows how to fix it because she knows your hair.
Oh, can I say one more?
Exactly.
I'm gonna let you go 1 second, Shan.
Sorry,
And not only that, if you know the black swimmers that were in the Olympics, tons of trouble they were having. One, with the swim caps. Two, every time they had to go to the press after they did their swim or whatever the case may be, their hair was all over the place. Sanya didn't have to deal with that. Why? Because she had her sister / her slave waiting in the corner to help her out. Shan, what do you want to say so I can move to the next
wow.
one?
So I'm kind of changing my tune now because I had no idea about that. This is my first time like knowing about Sanya and like, you know, knowing anything. I didn't know about her whole family dynamic. Okay, since you put it that way, I think she shouldn't have mentioned that on TV. I think that should have been an off-camera situation that they talked about. Like, okay, when are you guys looking to move out? I can help you get a place, yada, yada, yada. You could live close to us, right? Because they could live close to each other, right? So they could still have that close-knit, help each other out and all of that. So
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. Now that you put it that way, she should have done that to her sister then. I understand.
Yeah. Jay said, I kind of agree with Sanya's sister. She's a little inconsiderate, a lot inconsiderate. Come on, Jay. And it's taking advantage of her sister's time because she's available 100%. However, her sister should not have allowed herself to be the help. She shouldn't. She had fell into a trap, but you know how you love your family and it's the dynamics. And I'm sure her mom and dad was like, come on, help your sister out. Nikki, it's your turn. What are your thoughts?
I cannot with I can't with y'all tonight. Listen, here's my thing. Sorry, my husband's in our refrigerator. I like Sanya. I feel like a lot of people, even on your panels before, are constantly talking about how negative it is and how we don't need drama all the time. And it's good on one day to not have the drama, but then when the person isn't dramatic, then it's like she's boring, she's this, that, and the third, and you want to criticize the people who, like Marlo, who is thirsty as they come. You criticize her for being dramatic, but then Sonya's not dramatic enough. I don't understand that.
Nobody said that. We weren't talking about that.
Hold on. Let's hold on, guys. Let's stick with this scene because I got mad scenes to go through. What do you think about Sanya's sister Nikki saying deuces? She's about to be out.
So for whatever reason, I still can't get to the episode, so I haven't seen it. But I'll just say this. I feel like a lot of people were saying, she brought her family here and, they basically came for her. And, I'm not an expert, but I would assume that since they're all adults, they signed on the dotted line. She didn't force them to come do anything. And then secondly, if this is your village, why can't I depend on my village to come help me make a bag? I don't understand why that's problematic and wrong of her to do. Y'all are all adults, and if y'all have a job and a home elsewhere and you couldn't come or it wouldn't be to your advantage, then don't come. You don't. And then I think somebody said something about like, oh, where her sister does her hair and things like that. And I'm like, I highly doubt her sister was riding for her like that for free. And I don't understand why we have this expectation that, she can't ask her family for anything. It's like, I'm sure they've benefited from her coming here or coming to Atlanta or whatever the case may be. So I don't understand that. And then I feel like the last thing I wanted to say with regard to like her, I guess, putting them out or telling them, okay, well, like I said, I haven't seen the episode, but I don't know if she was rude about it or if it was mean-spirited, but nothing about her to me comes across that way. So I think just give her a little bit of grace, because at the end of the day, I don't even know how many people live with us over the years, and people wear out their welcome, family or not, and if she did use them in the truest sense of like what I'm getting from the panel, where it's just like very selfish and self-centered and it's all about me, if she truly did that, then yeah, that's wrong. But at the end of the day, if we're all getting a bag, even if their bag is so much smaller, you still got a bag. And again, you came here on your own. So I
gotta be happy with the pennies and be at your beck and call. No, we ain't doing that. Adele, I'm coming to you. What are your thoughts?
I said what I needed to say before, but just remember what they told us was they wanted to move to Atlanta, and they're staying with them for a little bit of time to figure out if it was a good fit. Mm-hmm. That was Yeah. So it wasn't supposed to be permanent anyway. Now is maybe what the husband is trying to say, get away from the storyline and the fact that I do believe that's the reason they want to be more interested. They know themselves. They know that she's not enough by herself, especially when her husband is gone, to hold the audience. They're there for that reason. So at the end of the day, all of this I feel is just bringing us around and around to entertain.
Yeah, I think you feel that way. I feel this is serious because I the look on that sister's face, it was not an act. To me, it was real.
He's surprised by the fact that she told her that knowing all of the stuff that they decided before. I believe that she actually was surprised because I believe she brought them there to help her out with everything in mind, especially because they had a reality show before and they were on before. And then now she's surprising her by telling her that her husband wants them out. So it's like, what is all of this? Why are you surprised? Like, she didn't let her into the I don't think she let her into the behind the scenes of now this new change. That's what I think the surprise is. Because even when she was talking and she said to her, but you already said you're gonna go either way. Like, why are you so upset when you were supposed to be only there for a certain time to move out? I believe she's kind of like blindsiding her within whatever they plan.
Yeah. Okay. In my opinion, said, well, you're here now, but I'll still read this. It's a problem because she's the one who asked them to uproot their world to move to Atlanta. Hello. Mm-hmm. Now your husband says we got to go, and you tell me on camera, girl, bye. Girl, bye. That's what I'm talking about. Savannah, what are your thoughts?
Good evening, Diva. Good evening, panel. I've been saying this from the beginning, that this was a conversation that she should have had with her sister and her mother off camera. This was a private conversation that just like her and her husband had it off camera, and they're in a private setting, that she should have had it privately. This was not for TV. This was but Sanya needed a storyline, or saying yes, Sanya, and she needed a moment. And her sister was there genuinely helping her. And she, as a village, was helping her, affording her to do all the endeavors that she was doing with all her broadcasting and all the wonderful things that she is doing, and reaping and allowing her to do all the things that she's doing, and great. But to come on TV and that's embarrassing. And she was surprised. She was genuinely surprised. So you are not going to embarrass me and my husband, and having him running around and saying, look, I have all these things unchecked on my phone that your husband is not doing.
Come on,
that's
now.
Embarrassing.
Hello.
So, here is this grown ass man. Oh, I'm sorry, Diva. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
You had this grown man running around doing all your errands, and no, she should have had this off TV. And it is hard in Atlanta. Daycare is expensive, and your husband is in Texas over 80% of the time, running the business there, and daycare is expensive in Atlanta for a child. And you're constantly traveling, so your sister now has to. She will be in my opinion, I believe she'll be probably going back to Atlanta, and I believe I heard the mother and father saying they will also be leaving with the sister now too. They will be leaving, so now your village is also, now your support system is going to be leaving, so you are now going to have to do your research and find somewhere that you trust to leave your child, and it's difficult. So to find someone that you fully trust to raise your child, who is going to be available for the long hours. So you're going to need a full-time nanny, maybe two at times, because most of these housewives who travel have one or two nannies. Look at Bethany Frankel. Bethany Frankel had a couple nannies that she traveled with. Most of these housewives who had young children had one or two nannies that traveled with them.
So she's going to have to be doing the same thing because her husband is always in Texas with handling his business. So she's got to rethink what she's asking. And for her to say her husband wanted her gone, them gone, she threw him under the bus. It should have been a united decision.
Come on
so
now.
she should have said we, and it should have been off camera. The Hispanic culture also has, you know, we when we say we have our family members, you know, we have our aunts and uncles or sisters. We also, you know, because we entrust our young children to our families as well, because no one's going to love our kids like our families. That's our first babysitters, our grandmothers. They're the ones who raise our babies, but we wouldn't throw them out and under the bus like that. So Sanya's be careful what you ask for sometimes.
Woo! Let me tell you something. I only have one child, right? But the village, thank God for the village. And there was some days where I didn't necessarily like everything that the grandparents said or did, but I kept my mouth shut for the greater good, because the good always outweigh the bad. And there is no way on heaven or earth that I would have ever came at them sideways or said anything sideways that would have made them feel some type of way, because they saved me this kid's entire life up until this moment and beyond. So my thing is, you got to respect and understand the help that you have. And I feel that Sanya was hecka disrespectful because you invited them into your home. That's how you treat a guest, let alone family. I'm not going to make you feel uncomfortable, and I'm not going to throw you away when I'm done and say, go get your apartment down the block because now we good now. No. And then still watch Deucey whenever you need and please or whatever. No, the respect is gone. She had none. And there's no way I would have sold my family out for no Bravo check, no Target check, no Walmart check. I would not do it. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is saying you need to go back to Jamaica. Her and them dried up Jamaican paddock. Let me tell you something. First of all, it is no way on God's green earth. Okay, I'm gonna get on the TV and tell my family to uproot their life, move with me, and I'm gonna tell you when it's time for you to move. And I'm not gonna give you no sit down and say, look, and in about 6 months or 2 months, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna need y'all to move out. And I'm not gonna do it on camera to embarrass you, because that's what you did. You did it on camera to embarrass her, and it was nasty, it was disgusting, and it was wrong. But I won't expect nothing more from her, because saying you think she can walk all over the world.
Boom. Boom. And you know what? Let me tell you this. You can always change your mind, but you got to be respectful about it. You got to be respectful about it when you change your mind. And then when somebody just uproots like that from one state to another, it's not that easy to find a job. And also on top of that, her sister has been her assistant for darn near her whole career. And it's like, you can't just throw people away like that. Anyway, remember that the sister said too, Sanya would just walk in the door and be wake her up, talking about, can you get this weave out my hair? Girl, I'm asleep right now. But let's move on to the next scene. Kenya Moore is getting
I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go, Radius. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. Yes. What are your thoughts on this?
And
give me 1 second. I'm listening.
Okay, I like Sanya. I'm rooting for Sanya. But I agree with Miss Adele here. This is all just a moment. This is for a show. Like, they uprooted their life to come to Atlanta. She said she want to make sure everybody's profitable. She's getting the biggest bag than her husband, and they getting smaller bags, but they can start their own businesses and branch out and make a bigger bag. They've been on TV before. They know how reality TV works. This is not their first rodeo. Ain't no way that Sanya would have threw her husband up under the bus on national TV without this being pre-planned. And with her sister having a moment, looking shocked, all that, she in Atlanta now. She took up a little Atlanta acting class. Child, bye. I ain't buying it, because ain't no way Sanya gonna give up her village that she's had since she was in middle school. They've been her assistant, hairstylist, driver, manager. Ain't no way she giving all that up just for this moment. They pre-planned all this. Sanya, like others were saying, Sanya is not that dramatic, and I like that about Sanya. She's not that dramatic, so they're helping her get this bag. That's all that there is to it. It feels real because they've done this before. They're comfortable in each other's environment. Ain't no way she gonna don't what's his name? Ross in Austin, Texas, running the driving business. He don't want to be in Atlanta like that. He don't want to be in the home like that. Sanya get to run all over the world, whether she's running on feet, by car, by train, by airplane. She can run all over the world because of the support system she has at home. Ain't no other support system gonna beat the support system she already has. This is just for a show.
Facts.
Woo! All right. So let's go on to the too many patches on the train tonight. I know this. All right, so let's move on to the next scene. The next scene, Kenya Moore is looking to get a Kenya Moore hair care salon type of situation. She needs about 300 to 400K for the spot. I'm like, woo, that's a lot of money. She wants to leave a legacy for Brooklyn. Here's the thing. I'm just going to say this, and this is just my opinion, and it doesn't have to be fact. But I'm of the mindset that, you know what, if you're going to open a business, you should have some footing in the business that you can do the thing yourself also. So if you're going to open a hair salon, I feel like you should have your cosmetology certificate / license. You should know how to do hair. And that not to say that you have to do it, but you should know how to do hair, because at any given moment, when your customer has a complaint and something needs to be fixed, they can sit in your chair and you can fix it. That is just my, thought process on her in this salon that she's opening. And it's hard to get good stylists. And sometimes you have to groom stylists that just got out of school, but how you going to groom them if you don't know how to do hair yourself? So I get it. She has Kenya Moore hair care, and she wants to expand this thing. If I were her, I would expand it in products in stores versus opening this hair salon and you don't know nothing about hair and doing hair and you don't have a license. But that is just my thoughts. I'll start with Radiance. What are your thoughts on this Kenya Moore hair care?
Yeah, I support Kenya. I'm rooting for her. She's already in over 80 stores nationwide, so I'm sure she will continue to grow. Go Black Queen. But it might be an overstep. I'm with Diva. It might be an overstep to go ahead and open this ginormous location for the hair spa. And of course, we know it's already open today. We're just watching it on the reality show. But
it is open?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's already open.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, because remember a couple months ago they was posting on social media about it. She did like a photo shoot and stuff.
She literally has a salon open right now. I have to look that up. That I didn't know. But go ahead.
Okay. So I think she probably should have maybe started with a smaller venue, or make sure, like you said, she has her team. She got her stylist. She got the greeters. She got everything, how it's going to run. I think it looks nice, but it might be too big of a dream to just jump right into that. But it's Kenya, so I'm sure she'll pull through.
Yeah, I'm not pulling it up online. You pull it up online and send me the link or something. I don't see it. I don't see where this salon is open. But Denzel, what are your thoughts? And then you know what too, with this boyfriend Roy, my thing is that you're getting into another long distance relationship, and you yourself said it doesn't work. Brown Eye said she heard the salon was open too. Denzel, what are your thoughts on this salon?
Yeah, I didn't know her salon open. I didn't know it open either. That's good that she got a salon. She got her hair care products, and she got a salon. I'm I'm happy for her. She's doing the thing.
Right, right.
She's making that money, and like she wants to leave a legacy for her daughter Brooklyn. So I'm happy for her.
Yeah, I'm had the pics were on IG. Everybody's saying, okay, I'll go look it up. Adele, what are your thoughts? Kenya, her salon, and the boyfriend.
With the boyfriend, she said it herself. She knows that formula doesn't work for her. She even compared it to Mark and the fact that she married him after 7 months and that didn't work. When it comes to the salon, I think she's trying to make an experience for people. So it's not so much about the hairdress. It's almost like maybe a headquarter for what she's already doing. And if she's able to get experienced stylists to hatch their wagon to her dream, it can work. Because what happens is that they have her popularity or whatever you want to call it to bring people in just to see her, whatever it may be, and it's just her now to get things together. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe you're right in some regards, but I also think that there's a lot of business out there. Like I'm in Canada, a lot of salons, the person that owns it is only selling the chairs, but everybody else inside is their own business. So it becomes this entity that employs a lot of different businesses within it. So it all depends.
Yeah, in some states that's not legal though. Maybe in Atlanta it is. In New Jersey it is not. You can't rent out a booth.
Okay.
Can't rent out of a booth because it has a lot to do with when people here go wrong and who they're gonna sue and dot who and yada yada who. Nikki, your thoughts?
I agree 100%. I forget the lady name that came before me. I was gonna say that what she said, which is because in Houston we have a thing like that. It's called Salons in the Park, and basically you buy this building and then you make smaller suites and you sell out the suites. And then you don't have to be a stylist. You don't have to have, that expertise that you would need in a traditional salon. So, and I agree with you, Diva, regarding like, I'm going to say it like this. It's rare that a person can start a business and have no knowledge of those, how the business should run. Because the problem with that is, what do you do when your employees go on vacation or they call in sick or they just quit or all of the 100,000 things that are going to go wrong? You need to be an expert in that field so that you can step in and help that customer. That's how you easily lose customers. But I didn't know that you couldn't do it in Jersey. Like that's weird to me.
You can't rent booths. So it's illegal for you to have a hair salon that's in one building, but then there's chairs in that facility. And each chair is rented out by the stylists themselves. You cannot do that. There's even signs of saying that is not legal in Jersey. Now, whether it's legal other places, I don't know. All I'm pulling up on her Instagram is there is a page, but I don't see that it's physically open yet. It looks like something's going on, but I don't know if it's open. Maybe it is. I see a page for this Kenya Moore hair care. I'll share real quick. But I don't see where it's physically, open yet any more than what we really saw. So this is a page dedicated to it, Kenya Moore Hair Spa. I don't know if that means it's done. I don't know what that is really. I mean, if it was done, I would feel like more pictures would be on it. This is what we saw on the show last night. I don't know what this is. My dad made a rare appearance to come out and support his number one for my preview of my at Kenya Moore Spa. I don't know if it's done yet because we're not really seeing the inside. I'm feeling like those pictures are kind of like maybe they're going to do it at the end of the season. Maybe that's why the pictures are not on there. I don't know. Maybe that's the case there.
You might be right, Diva. Maybe they had a soft opening and not a full grand opening. So it might be.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna do, how they love to have a big thing at the end of the season. Maybe it's gonna be there. Listen, let me tell you, overall, it is, I wish her well. But just like even with Kandi and Todd, They didn't really know much about the restaurant business, and they're going through their struggles, right? And you see that one guy had to come in and be the general manager and kind of help clean things up. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just know I took an entrepreneur class once, and the guy asked everybody in the class, like, well, what type of business do you want to open? One person said a restaurant. He said, did you ever work in a restaurant? And he said it would be a good idea that you worked in a restaurant and tried to do every different, job within the restaurant before you go to open yours.
Makes sense.
Wash dishes, bust the tables, understand the management of it all, understand the ordering of the food. I never forget this man. One girl said something about owning a store to sell her fashion. He said, did you know anything about budget? How to order for the different seasons? So all I'm saying is that a lot of times ideas sound great in the head, but it's like, how much research did you do? 300 to 400K to renovate that spot. Let me tell you, I had one friend bought the building. Smartest person I know. I'll never forget that. Purchased the building where his salon was going to be. So he was paying a mortgage and not rent. I know some other salon owners that rented the building, and the darn landlord kept raising and raising and raising the rent. I had another friend that didn't realize the lease that they signed for the building, it had a little fine print in there that every third quarter they had to pay into the taxes for a property they didn't even freaking own, but they signed on the dotted line. And then once you rent these places to do your businesses, however you configure that place to do your business, you're not going to just move that quickly, even if the person raised the rent, because you done set the structure up to your hairdryer. It's a lot, let me tell you. But who am I up to? Adele, what are your thoughts?
I already said it. I think.
Okay,
yes,
you did. Nikki, your thoughts really quickly, because we got to get to this end scene.
It's Savannah. I think the other person.
Savannah. Yeah. Okay, Savannah, your thoughts.
I completely agree with you, Diva, and everything I'm finding it as well online says it's fall of 2023. It seems like it is going to be a big space, so I see why it is going to cost her that much. And I hope that she would take some business classes and go into some neighboring salons and does see what it is going to entail to run such a large salon, because she should get some type of maybe take some mentoring and find out what it is going to take to. She's going to have to go in there. And what I can't get out of my head is our other buddy that from the Saturday night's episode and our suit. Martell with the suits. I'm hoping that he as well go in there and take some what it's going to take to run a suit line, and he go into a warehouse and yeah.
Right.
I'm hoping that he
tell you what's going to be different with him. That guy is backing him, so it's almost like a leasing deal.
Yeah,
that's the difference with Martell. But let me say this also with Kenya. I don't know all the details in this in terms. If I were her too, I would have waited to this divorce. That Mark.
That is true.
That Mark is slick. He's slicker than slick. But that's me. I mean, I just would have waited.
That is true. I didn't even put the Mark factor into that. Yeah. That is true. Okay, so yeah, but I wish her the best. I think it would be successful, especially in Atlanta, with the way that it is growing and the money that is in that community. But and it is in a great business area. But she should get some business classes. So.
Yeah, I wish her well, but I think it's more than business. See, it's a matter of the hair too. Nikki said, didn't Dr. Heavenly open a beauty supply store? Here's the difference. What I'm saying, when you touch somebody's hair and that don't go well, people could get to suing you, if somebody buy a product and they say it's expired, whatever, you could work that out. But especially if it's a product that you don't personally own, you just selling in your store, they could be suing the actual product owner before you, and it just came from your store. I'm just saying, I know about hair and salons, and that's a tough business. Ooh, it's a tough business, especially when someone thinks their hair did not go well. In my opinion, your thoughts?
The cosmetology world is so big and there's so many different variables that could go wrong. I'm praying she got all her ducks in a row. She's gonna have to have a really good insurance for this company because of her inexperience with hair. But I think she's mainly doing it for using her hair care products. And that'd be another issue that I'll be worried about because when you put these people in this place, you don't know if they're using your actual, stuff or if they're using their own. And if something goes wrong, they could still end up suing you. That's why I hope her insurance is up to date because it's so many different variables. So many different products do so many different things. As far as taking your hair out and stuff like that. So I hope she just got her ducks in a row. She had a good attorney writing this up. And I hope she put this in that same LLC that she put her hair care in, because then that means he won't be able to touch it. Mark won't be able to touch it.
Yeah, we'll so where am I at? Leo, Adele, did you respond to this? Because my screen shifted. You did? Yes. Okay. Emmanuel, did you respond to this?
No. Let me just say this. I love this for Kenya. I'm really happy that she's gonna open this salon up to extend her hair care. But here's my problem with it. She used such a beautiful scene about the opening of her business to sit with her new friend and trash Marlo. Not only did she trash her, she went back and was filling in this new friend about the past and about the girl and about the face, whatever. I thought that was very unnecessary, and I thought she dampened the moment. And out of all of these women, I would expect Kenya to be the most understanding of Marlo because of their similar background. But what I'm looking at is that Kenya is clearly projecting a lot of her trauma onto Marlo, and that's why she can't stand Marlo. Because Kenya, at the end of the day, when you look at all the relationships that she's had, she's never been able to have a healthy, long-standing relationship. Someone even last time said that she doesn't speak to her Aunt Lori anymore. So I just was so disappointed that she had to use that moment to talk about Marlo once again when it had nothing to do with her.
She did spoil the moment because that was such a great, first of all, the space looks amazing. And it was a great opportunity for her to just showcase the greater things that she was doing. I feel like they're trying to usher in the new friend a little bit, because every time we see Kenya, some way, somehow, we're seeing this girlfriend of hers. In terms of her and Marlo and the projecting or whatever, it's not like I 100% dislike Marlo, but Marlo is no innocent bystander. So Marlo throws rocks and then tries to hide her hands and act as if like she's just so innocent and look at what everybody's doing to me. So, if we break down and we look over the timeline of Marlo, she's in the same repeated cycle. She blames everyone else but self for her behavior. She wants to cry and act like this, that, and the other. So Marlo, and is getting what she gets. And I think that's all I can say about that. I'm gonna let you finish, Emmanuel. But Miss Wilson said Maya Sly, I have to look up, has had a hair empire in quick weave bar, and I don't think she's a stylist. She was on the show Cutting It in the ATL, very successful. Yes, right. So I don't want to down rain on Marlo's parade. I'm not saying it's not doable, but I'm just saying that she's physically going to be doing whatever her theme is in the hair, right? Because you have actual stylists now. Some are turned to this natural hair care, whatever, and their salons are strictly based on that. Others do a mixture of things. But when you're talking about coloring people hair, cutting people hair, perming people hair, I think if I'm a customer, and I don't even think Kenya may be in there doing the everyday, day-to-day stuff. Because one thing about the hair care business, it's almost 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, darn near. It's not an easy business, and it's an on-your-feet business. But if someone calls you to complain, I just feel like knowing something about it is going to help you out better. But I don't want to carry on that because we got to get to this last scene. But Emmanuel, did you finish?
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. And because all of the things you said about Marlo, about doing this, then crying about it, then acting, playing the victim, that all can be said about Kenya as well. So that was what I was trying to say about the projecting. And this new friend that, Kenya is constantly bringing, she better watch out, because Kenya's the type of person that she'll bring you on the show. One thing, the smallest thing, she'll turn on you. So that friend of hers better watch out.
Ooh. Okay, and you got some agreements with you there, Emmanuel. Who did not get to speak on this? Smoke, what are your thoughts?
What scene are we on? Are we talking about the Beat the Bomb, or are we talking about Kenya Moore Hair Care Salon?
Karen Moore Hair Care Salon.
I think it's a good idea. I think her vision is great, but I'm very skeptical when these people who aren't in specific industries are not really going to be there, especially with your name being on it. And hair care, especially Black women hair care, that is a whole different ball game. And it's like the different kinds of hair types. So is she only catering to like people who want who do natural hair, or are they doing like silk presses, press and curls? Like, what is she doing with the salon?
I don't know. We don't know the theme yet. I guess I'm guessing that towards probably the end of the season is going to be maybe her grand opening. You know how they love to do that, because they did it with She by Sheree last season. So maybe this is going to be her grand opening at the end of the season. I wish her well, but that's a humongous space to come do
for a beginning.
Out the beginning. Yeah, it's a huge space, and $300,000 to $400,000 just to build this thing out. I'm hoping she owns the property, but everything in me telling me that she does not.
No, she wouldn't. Like those kinds of spaces, they don't sell the land very easily.
They do not.
So she's probably paying, like, in addition to the build out, probably a buttload for rent. And then that's going to affect the prices that she's going to charge her potential customers. And if the service is not A1 or doesn't deliver, then there goes another like Blaze with a grade C. No offense.
Yeah, so and see, that's another rookie mistake now, right? These brick and mortar, so to speak, businesses, and to have a space that huge. And most businesses, it takes a minute before you turn over a profit. And then in addition to that, people are stylist loyal. So unless you have been combing the streets of Atlanta, you would need for what's the two stylists that started out on RHOA? The do her stylist, Miss J and
Miss Lawrence.
You would need those two to do you a solid and come in there, start that thing up for you, and bring in and train every hairstylist under them. But to get them, because they got their own little business thing going on, you would have to throw them some baseline cash. But if I was doing it, that's what I would do.
But here's the thing, Miss Lawrence, he actually retired. He's now fully focused on like his singing and acting. Yep.
Well, maybe you could call him out of retirement just to make sure some people get trained right. And yada yada who. But do you see how you got to think on those lines? She should have been hitting every single salon out there on the slide, coming to get her hair washed, slickly, and looking around. And sometimes you got to steal people from other salons. It ain't right, but that's what you got to do. I'm just.
But does she even know how to style hair at all?
No,
I don't think so. But wait, hold on, guys. Anybody else want to talk about this scene? So I can add
Nikki G, Leo Aries, and Dustin.
Thank you, guys. Whoever's helping me. Okay, go ahead, Nikki.
I just wanted to say, whenever I wrote in the chat about oh my God, my husband, sorry y'all.
That's it.
About Dr. Heavenly opening a beauty supply store or whatever the case may be. I wasn't saying like, I was saying in addition, you know, it's a good look. You can make a lot of money was my point. But I'm gonna just say this about Marlo. I think that I like her. I told y'all before, but I think Marlo, if she could just get out of her own way, because here's the thing. Kenya, I would trust Kenya with this business decisions because I feel like she's one of those people that pays attention to details, and Marlo doesn't. Marlo is a person that wants to stick her name on something like she's some big, huge celebrity, and she's known. What did Nene say? Are you known or the celebrity? She's known, but you got to have a little bit of background, in my opinion, for it to be successful. So if she was smart, she would get and take the advice of a person like Kenya, because Kenya's intelligent. The other thing too for me is is it just me? I don't know who watches New York, but to me, Marlo gives me Sonia Morgan. I want to have a toaster oven. I don't want to have a business plan to go along with how I'm gonna promote the toaster oven. I'm gonna have all of these people with all these big titles that do nothing, don't have no sense of like expertise in that field, but I just want to say I'm doing something. I feel like that's what Marlo is doing. I don't think she has any real business sense, in my opinion. So I hate it for her that she's probably not going to be super successful, in my opinion. But.
Yeah, I'm rooting for her. Go ahead, Adele.
I'm just saying Sanya did eventually get her oven, though. Don't forget that.
Yes, just like Sheree did it 14 years later. We're not playing with Sanya. I'm just saying.
Right. So Miss Magno, I'm not saying, you know, I want her to win, but I mean, sometimes you got to give people a realistic advice, and to have a massive space like that out the gate, all I'm saying is whoa. To throw in $300,000 to $400,000 and you're new in this space just to renovate it, I'm saying whoa. But again, I do want her to win. I'm just saying whoa. Now, if it was a beauty supply store that was focusing maybe 50% on her products, then do your thing. Or just maybe just even a brick and mortar smaller Kenya Moore hair store, period, point blank. But these are my opinions. I don't know. Okay, so where are we at? Who didn't go? Who needs to go next?
I didn't go yet.
Go ahead, Dustin.
I want to say that I don't think she's gonna make it, and this is how I feel about it. I don't think she's gonna make it. I think she's taking a very high risk to get that big of a building to begin with, and I think she needs to have her license. She needs to know how to do hair before she opens up a business like that. Because where I'm from, you have to have a license actually to do hair in order to do hair, to have a business. If you don't, you would get in big trouble.
Yeah. You know what, Lorraine B? I just want to remind y'all, this is just a reminder. Don't think I hate on Kenya. Kenya didn't even really have it together with Kenya Moore Hair Care. Let's be clear.
I don't think
there was some things, and she had some production issues, and she was just yelling at the guy the other day about some posts and some Instagram stuff or whatever. But I am rooting for Kenya. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay, I haven't gone yet.
Okay, go ahead, Leo.
Okay, just real quick so we can move on. Mm-hmm. But my thing with the Kenya is that the one thing I'm thinking of really about it is that none of us have seen her business plan. With that type of space, I think she's going to be moving on the spa end more than the hair end. I think she's just incorporating the hair only because she's Kenya Moore Hair Care. I think it's going to be on the spa end. Okay. And her good girlfriend is Candy Burris Tucker. Candy Suge Knight.
Well, I don't know about that.
So I think that her good girlfriend, because they have built a real friendship over the years. She was just partying with her at the Turks and Caicos for the birthday. So I think that she did consult her good girlfriend, and I'm just going to put I'm assume I'm gonna go ahead on and throw it out there that maybe she did consult her good girlfriend that's very good at business, that's got that good Don Juan over there, that stay in women's business all the time, that made sure that she just not did do something completely foolish with $300,000.
You know what? Yes, I'm agree with you. When they tell you 304K, that mean that thing probably ended up at 500,000 plus.
That's right. So it's not the hair salon. There's no space she can have for a warehouse size salon. That's not what it is. It's the spa part, the massage, the sound bath, the sauna. It's that part.
All right, we're gonna hope so. I'm gonna keep my eye on it, and we're gonna keep looking. Anybody else on this scene really quick?
But Leo, we can't expect anything from Kandi.
No, here we doing that.
Here we go with that.
Not expect to do anything.
Wait, David, can I say one last thing?
Yes, David, can I say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, Eva.
Yes.
So basically, I like how we have so much faith in Kenya to have a successful business. I know we want that for her, but look at her cash trip that she's planned. So if that's any indication of how things are going to go, my those people in them sound baths and getting those press and curls are in big trouble.
Oh no.
I ain't messing with you right now, so we gonna move on.
Messy.
Wish you well with Kenya Moore spa situation that you are doing. We wish you well. Now we're gonna so we can talk about it. Okay, we're gonna run through the rest of these scenes so we can talk about it really quickly. So there's a scene with Sheree being a grandma. Okay, Glamma, Gigi, whatever she wants to say. I want to say this. I thought it was a really cute, beautiful scene. It was touching. Her son, you know what? He's a good dad. But let me tell you this. I don't know if y'all saw the subliminal message, all right? He came in the house as if he didn't live there. I believe the daughter, his son, if we're going to call her the daughter-in-law, and the baby, all live in a Chateau Sheree, because he messed up when he first came in. He came right in and said, I'm going to go change my shirt. He went to his room, that him, the girlfriend, and the baby stay in, and he got the shirt out the door and he changed. But it was a cute scene with him, the baby, and the girlfriend and whatever. But I believe in the back of my mind, he stayed there. So did the daughter. Okay, the daughter was doing her work from home thing. I believe they all stay in Chateau Sheree, okay? Because he came in the house with the key. Okay, yes. All was well. He stays there. I don't care what nobody say. That was the side little message I saw. I said,
But Diva, there was another thing that happened during that scene. Can we just talk about how Sheree is not able to convincingly drop one single tear from her eye whenever she's in a confessional? She's getting somewhat emotional. I'm sorry, she was trying so hard to squeeze that little tear, like the little train that could.
The fake tears.
The fake tears.
I felt that was real. I felt that was real because let me tell you why. Because Cairo, don't beat me up, y'all. Don't get mad at me. Cairo he was on the same bus as his mother when it came to school.
Bus. The slow bus? Are you saying the slow bus, Steve?
Short bus. He was on the short bus with his mama.
Oh, I feel offended. I was on the slow bus.
Diva, what you not gonna do is talk about that handsome young man being on the short bus. He was not. I think he's smarter than his mama. Okay.
He drowned the baby's hand in water. He putting that. Listen, okay, I'm gonna move on. But it was a cute situation and cute scene. I'm coming to everybody. Okay. Now we get to Drew and her family, and you know JoJo, Josiah's out there doing the basketball, whatever. The little girl comes home and she got the flu. Poor thing got the flu. Okay. She got the flu. So she goes in the house, and then her and her and Ralph talk about, you know, who was sick more. All right. So they talk about who was sick more. And then, you know, Ralph said, not me. I wasn't really sick or whatever the case may be. And, you know, Drew was like, yeah, no, you just as sick, you know, as I am. And Drew alluded to the fact that Ralph, you know, added some inches to his stuff. Okay. But listen, look what Kandi speak on it. Kandi called her because Drew said you got eye surgery, neck surgery, throat surgery, and she said you got surgery down there. Now, if he got a vasectomy, she would have just said you got a vasectomy. She was like, and you got surgery down there. And Drew again was looking shocked. There was a lot of shocking moments in this episode, right? He was looking shocked, like what? Like you're not doing that. And then when Kandi called her on speak on it, Drew said, we got to talk about that later, behind the scenes. Come on now, Paige. Come on now. Kandi called to ask what surgery Ralph had on speak on it. Yes, she did, Paige. I watched it too.
And what was it?
We got it. Drew didn't want to say. She said, we got to talk about that later. Drew did not see the episode herself, and she was shocked that that scene was left in the episode. Okay, so Diva ain't making this up. Come on, Kat. He got eggplant surgery, but we're going to move on. Allegedly, right? She told Kandi, I'll talk to you about that later. So that was Drew and her family. Now, cousin Courtney, oh God. What are we going to do with cousin Courtney? I can't with her. Well, cousin Courtney, she did the, what is it? The boom party, whatever it was. Okay. Cousin Courtney is having her event.
Beat the bomb.
The bomb party, whatever that thing was, right? She having her event, and cousin Courtney tried. I'm gonna give it to her. I'm gonna give, you know what? I'm gonna give Courtney for this event, cousin Courtney. I'm gonna give.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay,
you got to be a neutral party to throw an event. Bye.
Okay, don't do it. Don't even give her no credit or nothing. Okay, I'm move on. I'm sorry. I was trying to give her some credit. So y'all don't want me to give her nothing. Okay, let me move on. She tried it, though. She tried it. So Drew came there first, and they was speaking. Well, Marlo arrived. She tried to say hi to Drew. Drew was like, whatever. Okay, I ain't here for you, girl. Listen, you know what? Monetta needs to get a backbone. Girl, if you're gonna be on RHOA, we're gonna need you to get a backbone. She don't never really, no, that they over there. Girl, put your big girl panties on. Your girl Kandi is over there getting into it with Marlo. Get up and talk to Kandi. Come on, Monetta. You on reality TV. I'm gonna need you to pull it together. Not all this, I'm not gonna go over there.
Diva, she tried it. What did Kandi do? She told her to sit her behind down. This girl for business.
Okay. So, and then Sanya, and then Courtney tried to ask Sanya about the kids. She said, Sanya was like, not now. This over here is more important. This whole thing was a whole hot mess. Okay. Sheree gets up. You know what? Sheree every now and then, I'll take it back. Sheree every now and then, she reminds us that she's all right. Because she was like, yo, we in a restaurant. What are y'all doing? Y'all just acting a straight fool, and the people are looking. The people are looking, and y'all acting a fool up in here.
Ghetto.
So now, you know, when Kandi, because her spirit wasn't right. And you know what? I'm not mad at Kandi.
Me neither. You
know why? When my spirit ain't right, I got to talk to you too. So Kandi came in there. She was already on fire because Marlo, Kenya had called her and told her, look, that girl talking about you and your business, saying it's your fault. You didn't send her no flowers. You didn't hug her, kiss her, nothing. You act like you didn't care. So Kandi came in the building on ready. And she was like, can I speak to you? And then Marlo, you know, Marlo's 6 feet tall, but she was scared. She was scared because if somebody, the little Kandi say, can I speak to you? Why you guys say, come on, Drew, come on, you come over here too, because you in this. No, you want to holler at me, Kandi? Come over here and holler at me. Because I don't want everybody in business. Come over here and holler at me. But no, you bring in Drew. And then what did Marlo do? She rolled the bus back. She put it in reverse. And rolled it back. Because now all of a sudden, I didn't really say that. No, what I was trying to say, no, you didn't care, but you did care. And no, you act like you didn't care and you never helped me. Girl, Kandi is not a social worker. She got to help you. So then, you know, Marlo get to, you know, getting all bucking her chest. And Kandi bucked her chest. And she let Kenya know. She said, I'm telling you right now, if she come over here, don't hold me back, because I'm going to bust her down. That's the scenes, people. Marlo, I'm telling you right now, your peach is in jeopardy. Why? Because I say so. Your peach is in jeopardy. You keep dropping it, and somebody coming along and picking it up and handing it back to you. I think that, you know, that on Sanya, she's handing it back to you. She's trying to save you. But I'm telling you, Marlo, you a 2-year peach holder, and you on shaky ground. You're not going to make it to 3. I got you on probation, Marlo. Dustin, what are your thoughts? Hold on one second, guys. Sin City from Nola said, Young, you better bore me. Sheree don't want that nose touch. Child, that new nose. That new nose, okay? Wait, Jay said, hold on now. She said, Diva, really? Marlo was not scared. Marlo is calling, didn't want to pose a threat to the short woman. They're already calling her aggressive. All right? Dustin, it's on you. What are your thoughts?
I don't think she's gonna last another season.
Wait, Dustin, you may have to drop down and come back in. You sounding robotic to me.
Yeah, I can drop that, come back in.
Yeah, you sound. Yeah, drop down and come back in because you sounding robotic. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I tell you, boy, Marlo and Kandi. I understand that Kandi was stressed.
Yes.
But she really took the bait with Marlo.
She did.
Marlo really, somebody put the battery in Marlo back, and somebody has told her production, somebody say, look, your target is Kenya and Kandi.
Yeah.
And Kandi just wasn't in the mood for it at all. None whatsoever. And I look, I don't like necessarily the violence, but I'm gonna say this about Kandi. Kandi has threatened to put hands on people, but she ain't put hands on nobody on camera.
Right.
Nobody.
Right. Facts.
Nobody.
Can you hear me now?
So I mean, I can understand it, and she only 4'11" or 5 feet tall. So in person, I don't think that her barking is that intimidating in person, but you do understand that the girl mean what she say.
Who you talking about? Kandi, right?
Kandi. I don't think that. I think everybody is understood that she mean what she say. She ain't saying she getting ready to beat the world. What she's saying is that I'm getting ready to lay hands, and what happens is what happens.
That part.
But yeah. I understood it. I feel like Marlo really is in this space of people owe her things. People owe her attention. People owe her, and she really, deep down, really, she want to be with the cool girls. She really want to be down with Kandi and Kenya, but they ain't going for it. And every time she's upset, she acts out. She actually acts out and acts belligerent and acts like a child.
Yep.
And that's what she does.
Facts. She throws a tantrum. Oh, you crying? She kept antagonizing her. Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
Okay. I love you, Diva. I love you. But I need to ask you something. Do you remember last year when Mia threw that drink at Wendy, and then Wendy left and said, I'm gonna beat her up when I go to the house?
Yeah.
And you said she lost it because she said that.
That's true. That's
why
fact.
didn't Kandi lost it when she said, I'm gonna choke you? You know what I mean?
I do.
Look, in all seriousness,
I'm gonna give you that, but go ahead, finish what you're saying. But I know where you're going.
Are you calling Diva a hypocrite?
I'm on the track with her. That's what we do it, folks.
The shade of it all.
I had to make my point. No, but in all seriousness,
go ahead. I'm with you. Go ahead.
In all seriousness, who I really blame for all that happening was Kenya, because I feel like she had no business going up and try to and put herself in the middle. But again, it's a common pattern with Kenya always wanting to be in the attention or whatever. But Kandi and Marlo were having a discussion. Was it heated? Yes, but it didn't escalate to that part until Kenya grabbed Kandi, and I was scared for Kenya. I thought she was gonna pop Kenya because y'all heard how she was like, "Don't grab me!" Like she was really, really mad. Now, with that being said, Drew needs to cut it. She needs to cut it with the fake acting, because I know her acting career didn't take her nowhere. So she better not take those acting skills here in the Real Houses of Atlanta, because she is dumb. And I don't like to call people names, but she's an idiot. The way she was trying to explain why I can't say the S word because I'm promoting that violence. It made no sense. Her argument is non-valid, and it made me see that she really wants to be part of the cool girl clique, because the way that Kenya, Monietta, and her left on that little car, I thought I was watching a scene from Mean Girls, honestly. But with Marlo, here's the thing: she was not aggressive. She kept her hands behind her back the entire time, and I'm really, really happy that production showed it. I'm really happy that production showed Kandi and her hypocrisy, because she's the one that said, people shouldn't define Marlo because of her past. She's a really nice person. Yet we cut to the next scene and you want to bring up the incident again. It actually makes my stomach hurt when I hear them bring up the incident once again. They all have a past. You see, we try to say that we want people after they've been in the wrong path to come up to win, but when they do it, y'all want to drag them back down. Marlo could have been another statistic with her background. She could have kept in that bad life, but she didn't. She's on this show. She turned her life around. We should be applauding her. But you guys want to tear her down every single chance y'all get and call her about her past. Like, they got to stop doing that. Now, as far as the Kandi thing with the cousin, people were saying here, if I died, my company wouldn't care. Since when did it become unreasonable for us to expect something from our friends? What is the point of a friendship when you can't expect your friend to do something nice for you? Because everyone's been saying Kandi doesn't owe Marlo nothing. There's nothing that she needs to do. What is the point of a friendship then? And what's happening?
Well, a friendship is a two-way street, though, Emmanuel. I don't see nobody running up the list of all the stuff that Marlo did for Kandi to be her good friend.
All the fact that I don't see her thanking her for everything she's already done for her. Okay, let's be serious. If it wasn't for Kandi, she wouldn't even be on here now.
That part.
That is not true. Marlo is there.
Oh man! Oh yes, sir. It is true, because every time Marlo wanted a bitch on this show, Nene stopped her. If it wasn't Nene, it was Phaedra. If it wasn't Phaedra, it was Portia. Let me tell you something. Marlo had a hard time getting that freaking peach. Okay, and even when she couldn't get one, what Kandi did? Kandi reached out to them people over there at We that she knew about and said, "Hey, I'm gonna get you a show, your own show." She turned that down. Okay, she told Kandi, "I really want to be on the Housewives." Kandi was the one that went to the producers and said, "Can we give her a peach?"
Amen.
Amen to that.
Come on,
okay,
now,
well,
if
she was such a good friend that was giving her shows and putting her in the spotlight, which, by the way, is not true.
Who are you talking about?
Last season, it was Phaedra who brought her on, but let's just say it was Kandi. So Kandi is so nice. All hail Queen Kandi. Then why is it so far-fetched for us to expect her not send her a flower?
Okay, you can expect whatever you want, but how I react to something is how I react. Don't expect that your expectations is supposed to be my reality, okay?
Amen to that.
That sounds like a great friendship, but
why she didn't say nothing last season about it?
What did Marlo kid?
Wait, hold
Is Kandi supposed to take care of everybody in Marlo family because she is her friend? That was her nephew. It wasn't her kid. Is she supposed to take care of everybody in her household because she's friends with her? Emmanuel, do you take care of everybody you friends with?
No opinion, but I'm also not a business owner, and I also didn't have.
No. And by your characteristics, you said, well, then what's the purpose of having a friend? Yes. I don't have friends, so when something happens, that they can come and rescue me. That's not what a friend is for. And if that's what you're looking for a friend for, then don't come to me as a friend. I don't want them kind of friends.
No. I'm not saying that the only thing a friend needs to do is be there to support you and give you money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's not so far-fetched for us to try to understand. And I agree with what you're saying. I don't think Kandi needed to pay for that boy's funeral or nothing. But I also understand where Marlo's coming from, because that was her friend. And she was expecting something. And for Kandi to not be able to even have the conversation, because when she tries to have it, she's throwing hands. People have to grab her. She's threatening to choke someone. And everyone wants to call Marlo aggressive. But the person who displayed the most aggressive traits, nobody called her aggressive. Matter of fact, they all went outside to comfort her. That is unacceptable, and that is not okay.
Well, Marlo was in the wrong because she was
It doesn't matter.
provoking.
It doesn't matter who's in the wrong, because
I'm gonna go to Adele after Emmanuel. Emmanuel, I'm gonna let you finish speaking. But Miss V said we are calling Marlo out on the present. Marlo fell out with everybody. Is Smoke in the building? Did Smoke leave?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, good.
Hold on 1 second, Smoke. Was it you that ran it down on Sherelle's show?
I sure did.
Come on, just I'm gonna let you finish, Emmanuel. But Smoke, remind the people how many people Marlo done fell out with. Let me sit back and sit up. Go ahead, Smoke.
Okay, let me pull out my historical receipts from my mind. She fell out with Kim and I think Cynthia season 4. She was on season 5. She fell out with Nene on season 6. She fell out with Kenya, I think season 8 or 9. Fell out with Phaedra at one point in time. Fell out with Portia. Fell out with Shamia, probably. Fell out with Shamari. Fell out with Eva. Probably fell out with Greg and all the husbands too while I'm at it. So Marlo has a consistent pattern of having an issue with everyone who has been on this show. So at what point do we look at Marlo and be like, you are the common denominator in all these friendships falling apart? So we have to stop making it seem like, oh, yes, Kandi didn't do X, Y, and Z. And we have to stop using that term friend very loosely. You can consider someone a friend, but not be close to them. Her and Kandi are colleagues at best. They are workmates. They are not friends on the show or off the show. So in Marlo's mind, her thinking that because Kandi is smiling and being nice to her means they're friends. That is not the case. You can be an adult and be respectful and keep it at a high and by, but that does not necessarily mean that we are friends and I mess with you in that level. I yield back my time to Eva.
Thank you, Smoke, for that update. Coming right from Smoke, and the fire was on it because it's facts. Now, let me just say this to you also, okay? Marlo has a tendency to just feel like everybody owes her something. And I'm not saying this to be shady. Marlo has issues that are underlining with her family, more direct her mom, not giving her the love and affection that she needed. And now she's trying to put that on Kandi's back. When they did the recap, they showed her come to Kandi and said, you're the only one that sent my nephews a cash app for their graduation. She was the only one. So why aren't you calling out others for not helping you? Why is Kandi the only one that is responsible for helping you? You're not calling out these other people saying they're not helping you. You just want to be on Kandi's back. She's obsessed with Kandi. She thinks because Kandi has money, Kandi owes her the world. She does not. Kandi is not obligated to share or give her money to anyone. All right.
Diva.
Yes.
Can I go now? I didn't get to go before.
Yes, you can go. Then I'm going to pop back up to Adele. Yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say, she don't have. This will be her last season. She ain't gonna get asked back this next season. There ain't no way. If she does, I'll be surprised. She is.
You know what, Dustin, the production loves her. Every time they cut a video, they cut it to her favor. Production loves her, and Andy has a soft spot for her. I think because they took 9 years to give her a peach, they trying to cut her some slack.
What?
Go ahead, Dustin.
Well, Andy Cohen needs to realize that it ain't going very well. People are getting. It's not going very well, in my opinion, on the show. I don't know what you think about it, Diva,
maybe you take a different situation. But I don't think she needs to get asked back, and if she does, I'll be really surprised.
Right. I we gotta see. We gotta see. Adele, what are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts on this, but I'm going to try to make it as compact as possible. I realized something last night with the flashbacks. What I realized was I think Marlo used Kandi to get her peach. She was so nice to her, candy yams and all these lovely things. She was so sweet with her. I know she knew Kandi longer than most people on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens was like during the time your nephew was killed, you were so sweet. You can be asking Kandi about doing you favors, about stuff to do with some add-ons during that same period of time and talk to her about the topic, but didn't get mad. And then 3 years down the road now, all of a sudden you're so triggered. You're so mad now that you have the peach. Because I keep on getting back to the fact that your closest friend on the show, which was Nene at the time, was saying, don't give her the peach because she's been giving everything anyway. Why should you give? She gives everything that you want from her. Why would you even consider? And Kandi, on the other hand, she worked hard for it. She deserved it. She this and that. And I think for me, maybe other people will look at it different. What they are, whatever they intend that clip to be about her saying that people use the cutting against her and all of those stuff. I think to me it showed that Kandi was trying to erase that narrative for her to become across in a different light, to be that different person. But then if you have that person continually doing the same thing, and not only that, now they're turning against you and want you to look like the bad guy, what do you do? And I think that's where Kandi's now. Marlo has pushed her in the corner. We saw her and Sheree talked about their plan. They made a plan from before this happened to do this to her specifically. And this is the one person that's been on your side. The one person you said has been doing this. The one person that's been doing that for you. And you target that person. When you have someone like Nene, who you swear was your great friend, you went, even she was in trouble and she refused to even let you in her house. It's beyond words to me that someone should treat you so badly after you've been so good to them, and still there's people out there that think that you should still continue being good to them. I find that to be absolutely demeaning. I'm like ready to go on. Go to the next person.
Okay, you okay? You okay? Get some water.
Yeah.
But that part right there, right on Adele, they saying, come on now, speak the truth and speak the facts, okay? Your friend is not, you can't be your everything. Get yourself a man.
Yeah, she's only human.
You want me to help? You want me to be your social worker, your lawyer, your nanny, the auntie, your mama? I'm just Kandi. I got my own kids. Right. Now let me just say this. I there was something else I kind of caught, but I'm gonna carry on. Y'all talk about what y'all want to talk about when I come to you. But I caught when Kandi and Todd was in the house, and then Kenya called, was having a birthday party for Brooklyn. And then Ace and Blaze was at the party, but Mommy and Daddy was in the house. Did anybody else catch that?
There was like F them kids. Take them. Take them.
Her good friend Kandi didn't go to the party.
I had to sit up and say, did she say Ace and Blaze was at the party?
Yeah. I catch that too.
It's just something I caught. I was just like,
Beav, okay. I told you that nanny was raising them kids. You ain't want to believe me.
Yeah.
You said that, but don't do that. Don't do that to my Kandi. Don't do that. But I did catch that. I caught that. I said, wait, did she say the kids? All right. The Ace and Blaze, hope they having fun. She asked where they was at. She wanted Kenya to pan the FaceTime over to where the kids was at in the pool. I'm like, why you or Todd go to this party?
Because he was working on his script. That's why he couldn't go.
Those two got it messed up. You see, this is what Sanya's life is going to look like. She playing games, kicking her family out. She not going to take Deucey to all these party rounds. Was Deucey at the party?
Oh my gosh.
No, he probably wasn't, because his sister probably didn't have time to take him over there. See, she playing games. But anyway, who didn't go yet?
I'll go. I just want to come think about the C Diva. So this is the thing that also we need to understand, because this is almost reminiscent of what happened between Kenya and Portia at the reunion. Just because you have your hands away or you're not doing something in someone's space, you can still be aggressive with your tone, your intention to somebody. Yes. So let's not try to make it seem like it was all Kandi. It was Kandi. Kandi was reacting, and yes, was she aggressive as well? Absolutely. But Marlo was no innocent. Just because she had her hands in her pocket does not mean her energy was not aggressive. So Kandi was just returning what she was getting in kind. And
energy for energy. Come on now, Smoke.
And this is the thing that it bothers me so much about Marlo, is just looking like, when you were talking about having the kids and stuff, we were legit interested. Okay, great. That is your story. You're learning how to be a Monty and juggle all those responsibilities. But the minute you turn away from that, like, what happened to the house you were building? Let's talk about that. Why did you stop building that house? Do you not have the funds to do it? Or was it a safety thing? That's something with actual interest. But then we cannot expect.
Smoke. Or should Kandi give you the down payment for your house too?
Probably she wants that too. She wants Kandi to build a house for her.
Yes.
Listen, I'll say like Shamari said it best. I don't trust a convict with a list, and I don't trust someone who has their mama's dentures go missing and they can't find them. Okay.
Who didn't speak? I could not with Smoke.
I haven't either.
I haven't either.
Okay. Denzel, I'm gonna come to you. Then, in my opinion, then Nikki. Go ahead, Denzel.
Marlo, she needs to go, and yeah, people. Excuse me. People saying that Kandi was aggressive. Yeah, she was being aggressive because Marlo kept provoking her. She kept provoking her. Yeah, Marlo had her hands on her hips, but she kept provoking Kandi time and time again, and she got the reaction that she wanted. You know, and Marlo want to act like a victim. She ain't no victim. You know, she has fallen out a lot of people on the show. Okay, she's not a good person. She's not a good person. She's toxic. Okay, and she's using Kandi for her storyline. You know, we want to see what Marlo do. We want to see what her business look like. Mm-hmm. What happened to her? What happened to the house that she built? We want to see her storyline, not use Kandi as her storyline. Like, really, and she needs to leave Kandi alone, and Marlo was acting like a child, and she needs to grow up.
Boom. In my opinion, you're
period.
Sick
of her.
Oh darn. Ooh. You know what? In my opinion, before you go, I just want to let me just throw this in there. See, I think Marlo is missing out. All of them, by doing this stupidity, they miss out on a real opportunity to showcase their true talent. Marlo has a thing for fashion. This is Marlo's website. Is she not tearing this website down? This is good. This is good stuff here. And Marlo is wasting her time with these petty, stupid arguments instead of doing what she knows best, fashion. Now, she talks about not helping people. Kandi don't help nobody. Kandi don't help nobody. Why don't you help Sheree? Because Sheree's website is tore down.
Not the joggers.
It's tore down. That website is tore down. I mean,
it's not working?
Oh, no, it's working, but it's not as cute as this website.
Oh, it's a hot mess.
No, but Marlo's website is dope. I won't lie. It's actually very good.
Dope website. She got Marlo's Closet. She got a YouTube channel called Marlo's Closet. Why don't she do more with that?
Exactly.
Why don't she do more with that? She got a shop. It won't for whatever reason it's not clicking right now. But honey, in that shop, I'm telling you right now, Marlo's clothing looks way better. And when I'm gonna see if I could get back to it, it looks way better than the She by Sheree site.
Yeah.
It looks way better. So I'm just like, girl, you want to keep saying that Kandi don't help nobody. Well, Sheree's website don't look nothing like yours. Why don't you help her? In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so Diva. Oh, let me tell you. Okay, I'm getting frustrated. I am because I was trying to hear it, and let me tell you something, Manuel. You kept saying how Drew was not trying to say the word. For whatever reason, Drew didn't want to say the word. Was it okay for Marlo to get in her face and holler at her? No, it was not. That is aggressive behavior. You can be aggressive within your tone. Your tone is aggressive. Okay? She knows she's a towering 6-foot woman or whatever she is. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be aggressive. You cannot stand over nobody, holler in their face, and not expect them to react to you. Like, here's the thing. We are all humans, and we react. Was it all aggressive? Yes. Was it nasty? Yes. But what did it accomplish? What are you trying to prove? What do she owe you? Like, literally, what is it that everybody wants from Kandi? Is Kandi supposed to bleed herself dry for these folks?
Come on now.
Like, let's be serious. I don't see nobody else when it comes to giving back that gives more than Kandi. Every year, that girl gives a Thanksgiving dinner to everybody in Atlanta. And we've seen it for ourselves. She hasn't even had events where they just came and showed up. She didn't ask them for anything. She didn't say, hey, can you invest so we can feed these people in Atlanta? No, she didn't do that. She did it on her own. And asked them, could they volunteer their time? She ain't asked nobody to give her no money for none of her businesses. I'm sorry that your billionaire boyfriend can't give you the money no more. That's your problem. But I'm saying you need to get it together, girl, because this storyline is dry. It's low-hanging fruit, and we're tired of it. If your nephew meant that much to you, 2 days later, you wouldn't be saying, hey, can you get on Cameo and use my link?
Oh. Ooh.
Diva.
Yes.
Can I say something back to that, please?
Yes, you can. And then I need to go to a couple other people that didn't get to speak. Yes, sure.
I agree with, in my opinion, wholeheartedly. I don't know what you're thinking tonight, Emmanuel, but I do not agree with any of it. Kandi does everybody ever good. Kandi is doing everything that she does, in my opinion. What more can a person do? Especially like Kandi. Candi's, what do you want her to, like I said, like in my opinion, said bleed her dry. She gotta have money. She gotta have money for her family. Yeah,
and Mama Joyce, she needs her coins.
Yes, she does. So I agree with, in my opinion, in Diva wholeheartedly, and I don't know what's going on with you this evening, but I'm going to tell you, I'm not agreeing with that any of it.
All right.
We all just get along.
You don't have to. You don't have to agree with it. I'm just saying that
it's his opinion, definitely.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome to their opinion here.
I'm sorry, Diva, but that's how I feel right now.
Right.
I feel like
we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, we're gonna agree
respectfully.
Yes. Hold on 1 second. Radiance, did you go? What are your thoughts? Did we come to you already? We might have lost Radiance. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Kandi don't come for nobody. Don't come for her unless she sends for you.
Okay.
Kenya. Okay. So y'all know it must be a lot if Kandi is upset, crying, yelling, or trying to headbutt somebody. Yes, she was aggressive in the scene, but it takes a lot for Kandi to get upset. So let's remember that.
Amen.
Now her BFF Monietta, Like Diva said, she is not ready for reality TV.
Mm-mm.
Maybe that's why Neo divorced her.
Oh.
Damn.
Damn, Radiance.
My edges
What?
just fell off my entire
What?
forehead.
Oh, wow.
Your more hair can't spa. Oh yeah. Wait, you know what though, Radiance? You know what's a shame though? Did you watch the reality show with them on that? He's messy. He never married her. He never married her. And if I'm not mistaken, because he refused, because he claimed he did not want any more children, and he refused to get a vasectomy. And I want to say he made her get her tubes tied. He's a mess. If you watch the reality show, and he never married her.
What was the name of it?
I can't remember what they was on.
It was called Mr. Clean and Mo Better.
Oh.
No, it was
Huh?
It wasn't called that. I'm a big slow.
Oh, wow.
But he asked her to tie her tubes. He was a mess. And he refused. He's the one that said he didn't want no more kids. Then when he left her, all he had is a bunch of more kids. And that's why, you know what? Don't be fooling around with no man that's not your husband. It was a Hollywood Exes. I couldn't remember. I just know I was sitting there. I saw Neo in a whole different light when I saw him on that show and I saw her. I said, "Oh, he a mess." He got the right one though, because me and him it would have been a whole situation. Telling me to go tie my tubes, blow and burn up my tubes because you don't want no more kids, but you ain't gonna do nothing to yourself.
That's messy.
It was messy because, like
and
I
said,
said,
he's a hypocrite.
He's a hypocrite because now what is he? 6 kids later. Because the wife, I'm going to say it was Atlanta exes. I want to say the wife had 3 kids. The wife that he had, because he never married Monietta, the wife had 3 kids. And then now the side piece got 2 kids. So that's 5 more kids. And he claimed he didn't want no more kids. But you know what's messy with the wife? The wife was messing with him allegedly when he was still with Monietta. So unfortunately, the wife got what she got. But we went off the track to a whole nother show. I'm just saying. But Radiance, did you finish? Radiance, are you there? Okay. Who else wants to go before we close this thing out? Go ahead, Nikki. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I have a rebuttal to Mr. Smoke or all the smoke or some smoke. I've developed my list as well for Kenya. And the people on my list of people that Kenya has fallen out with include Nene, Kim, Sheree, Phaedra, Portia, Apollo, Drew, Kim Fields, the second Kim. And now Cynthia, Star Jones, Vivica Fox, on and on and on. So I'm like, miss me with that. In all due respect, Mr. Smoke.
I didn't disagree with you. I agree with your point in the chat. I said I totally agree. Yeah, I said whether it sticks is a whole different question. So I wasn't disagreeing with you when you were saying that.
Oh, okay. The other thing I wanted to say is I feel like, well, I think I said this already. Marlo just can't get out of her own way, in my opinion. And I feel like she comes across to me as a person that's empty on the inside. And like you were saying yesterday or whatever day it was, Diva, about how like Todd is looking for validation via Mama Joyce. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's Marlo's problem here. She wants to be validated by people she feels are valuable. So she thinks Candy's at this level. She thinks King is at this level, and she wants the same respect. But I feel like she just doesn't know how to she doesn't know her audience. Everything with her comes across, and I hate using this word for brown people, but I'm just call it what it is. It comes across abrasive. And again, like I said the other day, I just don't think that she's not aware. Like she's just not aware, in my opinion. But I have to disagree with Miss Radiance. You know, I love you, Miss Radiance. But I will say, because she said something about Candy doesn't come for anyone. In a sense, I agree with you. However, Kandi is her and Candace from Potomac, they cry more than everybody on the planet Earth. So I feel as though, am I wrong for saying that? Because I think that's my observation. They cry more than anyone. So I just feel like it doesn't take but that much for them to cry. They're very emotional. So, but I do agree with Kandi doesn't, in my opinion, Kandi is more of a supportive friend, I feel like, than she is anything else. And if Marlo could see that, she would.
One question for them crying, what does that have to do with them coming for people? I think when the crying sometimes is out of frustration, especially
100%.
yeah.
I agree
So
with you. I'm just saying, I'm only saying, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not trying to say it as a
oh,
dig to her. I'm saying that Radiance was like, okay, Kandi doesn't come for anybody. And in that respect, I agree with her. She doesn't. I feel like Kandi minds her own business. I'm saying though, if you're gonna say Kandi isn't that emotional or whatever, I'm like, Kandi gets very angry, and then the way for her to deal with it is I feel like her anger comes out as tears. Kind of like what she said to and I haven't seen it, but you know, the I forget what it's called, when they show you the episode in pieces or whatever, when they show Kandi telling Marlo, I'm mad or I'm crying because I can't choke you or whatever it is that she's saying, to me that's from her anger. Like her emotions come from her anger, because she can cry for any reason, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's what I'm saying. I just think
I don't
that's her
think she
response.
can cry for any reason. I think when you have a relationship with her, and I've done this before, I was so mad because what I want to do, I couldn't do it. So the tears came. And the tears came was because what happens is it's like a release for you in another way versus what you want to do, what you know you cannot do. And I understand her with that, because what happens is that it's like it's uncontrollable. You can't control that. And I respect her for that. She's allowing the tears to flow so she doesn't go crazy. She doesn't
I'm
use her
not
fist.
saying I totally, I want you to know, for me, I totally agree with what you're saying. I'm exactly that way. Like if I'm crying, it's probably because I'm so angry at a situation, especially if I can't do anything about it. That's why I would cry typically. Sometimes, you know, everybody cry for whatever reason, but I'm saying I identify with Kandi in that way. I just feel like she doesn't know how to hold it in, and her only way, in my opinion, to let it out is through tears. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just who she is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could get a little teared up too when I get pissed, especially when you like, yo, this person really trying to play me, and I don't want to feed into their nonsense, but I feel like I want to punch them in the face, but they pissing me off because, yo, like if you go back and watch that scene, cue up to the end, Marlo was being ridiculous. Oh, you crying, Kandi? You crying? She was really trying to antagonize her. It was a whole hot mess. It was messy boots, okay? So, but that's just that's Marlo. Marlo doesn't know how to play. After all of these years of being on reality TV, Marlo does not pass the class. She gets an F. She doesn't know how to do reality TV, and she's gonna lose her check. Okay, it's like you wanted this peach all of this time, and you got it, and you acting a fool. You don't even know how to keep it, and you was around Nene for a long time. Did you not take notes? You didn't write anything down. You don't know how to do that thing. And
but Nene was likable though in that way. Like I feel like Nene, everybody, even if she was mean or did something disrespectful, she could go on her apology tour, and most people, with the exception of
she was
Kenya,
likable until
would be like. But I'm just saying, Nene knew, in my opinion, Nene had that knowledge where it's like, okay, I know I'm wrong on some levels, not all levels, where she didn't.
That's why I said she didn't take notes from her. You was
around
all that time and you didn't take notes.
I agree.
But see, here's the thing. Marlo could be likable, but she's unlikable because she has these ridiculous outbursts for nothing. That outburst she had in Drew's face was stupid and didn't make any type of sense whatsoever. Marlo is always doing that.
Marlo is a good as night snake, okay? That needs to be tamed.
In my opinion, is on the night.
Yes, she is. Okay, listen, guys, we about to close this thing out. Yes, that's what bullies do. Ooh, okay, we about to close this thing out, and we going around. It's 60 seconds, okay? But we shutting this thing down, and I mean, really, you got 60 seconds. I feel like Sanya, she's in trouble. I feel like she was disrespectful, out of line, and out of pocket to her family. All right. So if you think that Sanya was disrespectful, out of pocket, out of line, say yes or no. That's how we closing this thing out. Emmanuel, I'm starting with you. Was Sanya disrespectful, out of pocket, and out of line?
Sanya?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
But let me just close out with this though.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I think both Marlo and Kandi have some type of love for each other. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't get so angry about it or so emotional about it. But again, I'm gonna stick by it. Marlo, there's nothing she could do. She could have Jesus and the disciples behind her, and people would still find a way to say that she's fake, that she's this, that she's that. I didn't like what Kenya. I think so, Diva. It was everything that she does. Everyone always has a problem with it. Again, I didn't like what Kenya said at the ending when she said that Marlo's character went out the window when she slashed that girl's face. Kenya's character has gone out the window many years ago as well. I don't like that low blow. Again, I'm just gonna say this. When all those women and most of these fans walk half the path that Marlo has had to gone through, then they can have an opinion about it. Because she has had a very difficult past. And it's not a crutch, it's not a get out of jail free card, but it's what I'm trying to say is that you can't expect so much from a person who is trying to learn as she goes at this age. All the things that she's learning now, she's late to the game. She didn't learn all this when she was a kid because she didn't have anyone to teach her. But again, that's my opinion. I'm writing for Marlo because I don't like it when people gang up on someone. I never like it when people always find one person and want to make them the target, and that's exactly what I saw last night, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. As for Kandi, again, not only
60 seconds is running out.
Okay, Kandi, not only did she threaten to choke Marlo last night, she also threatened to headbutt Courtney. So this is a pattern that we've seen. And while she was acting a fool last night, she lost her Tony, and she's going to continue to lose her Tonys if she doesn't change and she doesn't get off the show.
Manuel, you trying it tonight, baby? You trying it?
He trying. I ain't even going to answer him because my time is up. Adele, literally 60 seconds. I'm going to start to cut people off. I got to go. What are your final words?
I think she, when it comes to her, I don't even know what to say, but I'm going to spend my time rebuttaling for Emmanuel.
No, don't do a rebuttal. Don't do a rebuttal. I don't have time.
I just wanted to say, not that that's an argument, but I just wanted to say to him that at the end of the day, Kandi has done a lot for Marlo, and it's very funny that you think about ganging up. But Sheree and Marlo, their whole mission was to gang up on Kandi. This is why we're in this situation right now. If Marlo didn't come the way that she did, this would not be happening. And I agree with you when it comes to the fact that Marlo needs help, because I really believe she does. And she works so hard to get to where she's at because of what her life has been. And I really want her to go the next level, because even if Kandi did all the stuff that she said she did, there's no reason for her behavior right now. None at all. Even if everything she said is true, and it's not true. It's just her mind and what she's, the game she's playing. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you. Sorry, Diva. Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome. Go ahead, Nikki. Your final word. I'm about to cut everybody down. I'm gonna cut seconds.
Yes,
real
ma'am.
quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I haven't seen the episode, but I think that I'm gonna say no. I think Sanya. Listen, if we can put out 18-year-olds at 18 and expect them to go out there and figure it out, I don't know why we can't put out the sister that's grown, the daddy, the brother or husband or whatever it is. If they're grown, they're adults. So I feel like we should just give her some grace. That's just my opinion. I feel like
Vicky, you done tried it too. Ooh.
Trying it tonight they trigger me, in my opinion, but I'm going to keep it moving.
The train is shaking.
Dustin, it's 60 seconds.
I'm going to say yes, Diva. I'm going to say yes. Because I think that something needs to change, and something needs to change quickly in that situation.
Thank you, Dustin.
You're welcome, Diva.
Yes, Smoke, 60 seconds.
What's the question again?
They don't like Sonya.
No. No, is it like wait, so would Shastonia stay or not? Is that the question?
Smoke, are you there? You gone? Because I'm right past you.
Wait, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay, what was the question I was
So
asking?
60 seconds is close this thing now.
Close the statement.
Final word, yes.
Final words. I find it very hard to believe that someone feels like they're being ganged up on when they have opened themselves to be a target and they think they are the Thanos of the Real Housewife universe. But really, they are dealing with the Scarlet Witch who literally is about to tear everything and shred them down to the very atom. So if you want to play with the big dogs, you better be ready to roll with the big dogs. So you can't throw a rock and hide your hand because there's going to be 5 rocks ready to blow up your glass house. So just anticipate and be ready for that. But if I'm being very honest, I think they need to do better with the friendship dynamics of this show because I miss having that lightness and actually learning about their real lives. Like the biz, like those highlights was like Kandi doing her not Kandi, Kenya opening this business, and then Sheree being with her family. Like we need more of those kinds of stuff because I feel like that's the thing that will give it its second win. But if they keep focusing on the drama, we may not get to season 16. We may not even get to a reunion at this point.
Yeah, you know what? Well, Kandi actually said on her speak on it, the reunion date and colors have already been sent out to them.
Oh wow! So this should be
she said it. If you watch her speak on it from last night, she said it. The reunion, and she just so you know, Kandi says she usually reserves a lot of her words because she don't want to tear nobody down to the gutter like that when she's at the reunion. But she said this reunion, she's gonna let it loose. Now she's not gonna let it loose to the point where she's gonna choke somebody. But she said they're gonna get what they get because they tried to play Kandi and her business ventures out, and she's not having it. Come on, Kandi. And I sat there and said, Kandi, I'm going to be up and ready. Matter of fact, when I find out their colors, the night I watch it, I'm going to wear the colors too.
Diva.
Final words. What are your final words? Did you speak already? What are your final words? 60 seconds. I got to know, y'all.
Me?
Did you say your final words? Yes.
No, not yet. Yeah, I'm make it very quick. Yeah, so Marlo, yeah, she needs to leave Kandi alone, and she needs to stop using Kandi as her storyline, and she needs to grow up, and she needs to show more of her life and show what is going on. Yeah, she needs to show more of her life and use her storyline. That's it.
That's it. Thank you. In my opinion, 60 seconds.
Listen, I ain't got no words for the good of Snipe Snake. Okay, but let me tell you, Emmanuel, I hope you really don't feel this way because Marlo been on Kandi ass since last season. Then she said she slept with everybody in Atlanta. See, that's defamation of character. I would have sued her ass. Okay, let me show you what kind of friend I'm really gonna be to you. I would have sued your ass. Okay, let me tell you something. I ain't for it. Let me tell you, I'm not for it. Okay, if you ain't gonna come with me with the bullshit, I'm gonna come with you to the bullshit. Okay, I'm not for it. And as far as for Sanya, I'm gonna need you to run your behind right on back to Jamaica or Austin or wherever you came from, but get off my TV screen.
But boom. Essence, we are closing out. What are your final thoughts?
Hey, I just want to say I agree with Emmanuel. I enjoy Marlo's character on the show. I see her progression, and I think she deserves her peach. It was really nice seeing her getting a life coach, and I think the dynamics between her and her nephews are very wholesome. She seems to be giving them a safe space. And lastly, I feel like what Drew did or did not say did trigger her, because why are you ice skating around the fact that somebody was hurt when you know that I have a family member directly linked to it? So I think that she's validated and going off on her like that.
Linked to what? Oh,
thank you, Essence.
Ooh, thank you, Essence. Lucky I'm closing out. Radiance. Did you get your final thoughts in?
No, not yet. No, I think Sanya is fine.
Radiance, you there?
Can you hear me, Diva?
I think we can't hear her.
No, we can't hear her.
We can hear her. You can't hear her.
Oh, I can't hear.
Diva, you've been having a problem all night.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think Ralph got the eggplant surgery to save his marriage. So I think we need I think we need to root for him. He doesn't want to lose his title as house husband. He's been hearing the complaints about the sorry peen for all these years. So I think he want to put in the work in more than one way.
No, he want that peen for the people in Tampa.
Oh God. Oh God. Ooh. Listen, guys, love y'all. Thanks for being here. I guess the rain is messing with my internet because I can't hear people. But
it's raining.
Yeah, it's raining. It's raining real bad over here. I want to thank y'all for coming through on this train ride. Listen, it's the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm telling y'all right now, if RHOA goes down, I'm going down with them. I'm going to hang in there with RHOA to the last and final episodes.
So am I, Diva.
Girls, and I'm not giving up on them. I'm going to hang in there with RHOA, and I hope that they somehow, some way recover. And all of y'all out there, I just want you to know that Kandi said, don't be paying attention to those ratings because they're killing it. They killing it
on Peacock.
On Peacock. Come on, Denzel. Come on now. They killing it on Peacock. She said, because this generation, they don't watch in real time. They
streaming.
Come on now. So don't be giving up on RHOA. Don't hate on RHOA. Tomorrow night, I will be recapping, what is that darn show? Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Love and Marriage Huntsville. There's another one. I'm going to hang in there with them. But they playing with the foolery too. I feel like I'm in a vicious cycle of the same thing over and over and over again. But I'm going to hang in there with them and see how this thing turns out. And then they're adding another one to the franchise. I got to go, y'all. No. I am way over. I am 12 minutes over the 12-hour mark.
Time to go.
The train is pulled into the last stop.
It's closed.
Listen, you know how in the train they say pick up your belongings, look around you, don't leave nothing on the train. That's
you got to go.
You got to go. We out, people. I love y'all. Have a good night.
Love you, Diva. Good night, everybody.
Bye, good night.
Bye-bye.
Good morning, Diva.
How do I?